Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Reinventing Cool. I'm your host, Maria Ensabella, the founder of LondonCryo. On this podcast, I aim to talk to my guests throughout the process of their cryotherapy session, so you can get a behind-the-scenes look into the whole process while getting to know the guests better. We have a very special guest with us for this episode, Waz Ashayer, a personal trainer and fitness entrepreneur based in London. Cryotherapy is steadily becoming a more mainstream component of fitness regimes. By including cryotherapy in your program, you can substantially lower fatigue and accelerate your recovery. It will not only make you feel less pain, but it will also make regular workouts more manageable in the long run. Additionally, the vasoconstriction that occurs during cryotherapy will decrease inflammation caused by bruising and stress, which is caused by the physical exercise. This decrease in stress and inflammation will promote post-workout healing and allow you to return to training sooner. Waz, thank you for joining us as a guest today on our podcast.
Okay.
So you qualified as a personal trainer at the age of 17. What made you make that decision from such a young age that this is where you wanted to take your career?
At the time, I was modelling. I was a model. So really, I just think that I've always been into fitness. I've always been passionate about just moving my body and, getting involved in every sport possible. I've got a twin brother, so like quite a boisterous upbringing. Poor mum.
Yes.
2 was enough, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was it. But yeah,
he lives on the other side of the world, but we won't go there.
Yeah, he lives in LA. I just think that it was more, I was interested in it, I was passionate about fitness, but also I wanted to learn. So I think when you want to learn and you're passionate, those are two good combinations for you to take a qualification really, because I was interested in it and it was something I did on a daily basis.
Was it learning in respect of the movement and helping people to achieve that for themselves? What were you so interested in when it comes down to the learning bit of it? I
think it's more prevalent like now as well, but I just think that like being qualified was something that was really important to me. I think having qualification, especially in a world where people are not qualified at the moment, yes. and they're giving out loads of information,
yes.
With the surge online of that, which
yes.
is that, good for them. But
yeah.
I just feel like you need to constantly be learning and educating yourself, and just because I got great results from training, and it doesn't mean that I'm now in a position to go and help others. So I think there is, sadly, the fitness industry is probably the most unregulated industry out there. In the sense that people just say that they're a trainer,
yes.
they're a trainer, and there's no sort of background check on it. So so from a young age, I really wanted to.
Do you see it moving into a situation where it does become regulated?
I think it's important. I think
Yep.
it's really important. I think you can take your qualification and then nobody checks up on you until you finish your career.
Yep.
So I just think there's that. I think that's scary. I think there's loads of great people out there at the moment though that are like. There's a bank of knowledge. There's lots of stuff online which people can get involved in, but you need to get those hardcore qualifications. You're like minimum, like level 2, level 3, etc., etc., etc. So yeah.
Agree. So what has your personal journey been into the fitness and wellness space so far?
Okay, so as you know, obviously I qualified 17, 18 when I was young, and then that kind of just sat in the background for a while. I had a very successful modelling career and travelled all around the world and lived in different countries for sort of periods of time. So 6 months in Paris, 6 months, here, there and everywhere basically. When I actually started to help my agency. So my agency at the time was Select, and then I was doing personal training for models. So they would get guys, that needed to be shoot ready, and then I would basically come on board and work with them very closely, train them 4 or 5 times a week. And it was really more, just as much as it was the fitness side, it was more also the mindset side of things and sort of trying to install some good habits. As we all know, models don't have the best habits in the world.
No, that's right.
So it was, and having gone through that experience of modelling, but also quite recently sober as well. So I'm 5 years sober.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing thing.
I think it was just sort of like you've been there, you've done it. I'll listen to you.
Yes.
And I, like I said before, I love what I do. So it was a great combination. It was a great sort of deal, as it were. So then I gained a lot of experience from taking on clients on a one-to-one basis through my agency. From there, I've got quite a large personality, I would say.
Yes. We can all agree with that one. Sorry,
so I think that I found quite a lot of success when I was in groups of people. So that nicely transitioned into sort of group fitness.
Yes.
I started taking a lot of classes. I started off in a place called BXR, which is Anthony Joshua's boxing gym.
Yes.
And then I took loads of classes, from sort of strength and conditioning to box fit classes. Became super popular there. Spent a good year, doing multiple classes a week.
Yep.
And gaining a lot of experience. And then
I think that's where we met, right?
Yeah,
through
we met.
BXR. Yeah.
And then, and it was great. I think in the fitness industry you need mentors.
You do.
And I think you need people to look up to, but you also need to carve out your message and your journey. Because I just think that you have to be very clear about what you're bringing and what you're offering, because it's not so much about you as it is about them.
Yeah. And how do you bring that out of people though? So it's important to know for yourself what your journey is, but then how do you get that when you deal with your clients?
I just think that I think it's a common mistake that people make. They go, okay, well, I like fitness, so let me become a trainer. I don't think that's necessarily the right reasons to become a trainer. There has to be a selfishness in the sense that you have to be able to want to help others. Because if you don't, that's the first and foremost. If you don't feel the need to help others, then I don't think it's the right industry for you. And I think that fitness should stay as a hobby. I think it really became a career for me when I decided, right, I actually really want to help other people, and I want to do it en masse.
Yeah.
And I want to be like the beacon of positivity, and at Fiit where I work, they call me like the energy dealer. Yeah. Like I'm just dealing energy.
I can see that. Yeah, exactly.
Energy.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was a real change, and that sort of happened so after BXI I went to Equinox.
Yep, you did.
Or Equinox, as they say in the States. And then shortly after being there, that was 2019, and then shortly after being there, after a couple of months, I went I actually got asked to go for their managerial role, which I've kept now for, it'll be 3 years next year.
Incredible, well done.
So group fitness manager role, and that involves looking after talent across all our studios, looking after all the studios, doing payroll, scheduling. So quite a lot of office hour stuff.
Yes.
So I'd say about 45 hours a week. And then obviously I teach myself, and the up level process that I've had from the teacher I was to the teacher that I am, and hopefully to where I'm going to go is so exciting.
That's very exciting. So this podcast is all about people stepping out of their comfort zone in order to achieve success. Did you have to do any of that while you've been on that journey?
Yeah.
Because it all seems like everything comes really naturally to you with regards to the fitness.
Well, I just think if you haven't failed, you're not even trying.
Correct.
Right? So I just feel like, there's countless cliche quotes in the world, but I just think that you have to take I always say you have to take an L. You have to take a loss. You have to take an L all the time. You were just like, L?
Yeah. What does that? I didn't know what that means.
Down with the kids. Down with the kids. Yes. You have to take an L. So it's just and you have to take multiple L's. Keep on. You gain the most from not getting it right.
Correct. I agree with that.
And then you learn. And you have to be embarrassed. You have to not feel comfortable. And I just don't think you grow massively unless you failed. It's that simple.
Oh, I agree with that mentality. I still make a lot of mistakes myself, and the only way I have become better at what I do is from learning from those mistakes. So it's really key. I
just think that if you're ever going to receive criticism, it has to be constructive, and
Correct.
B, the person has to have you at the center of their thoughts, in the sense that they want you to do better.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that probably don't want me to do well, so I just sort of ignore those comments.
Yes.
But I will fully embrace if it's constructive criticism and it's going to help my career. And I've been so fortunate enough. I think the key is what you can control is the people that are around you and giving you that advice.
Yeah.
So you need to be looking up to people, or like they always say, don't they? Like if you hang on with 5 millionaires, you'll be the sixth. If you hang on with 5 idiots, you'll be the sixth.
That's right.
So it's like
yes.
pick your crew.
That's right.
And then just move forward and take those lessons, and then as long as you're going forward, you're winning.
I agree. So Waz, I know you personally, and I see that you have so much that you do with your life. From Raise London to Fiit to Equinox. How do you make sure that you're setting yourself up for success in all aspects of your life?
I think, like I said, I just think that when you're doing a lot, I think you've got to recognise and tell yourself, listen, you're doing a lot.
Yes.
And and then because you don't have that much disposable time.
Yeah.
Like I hear there's lots of conversations going about balance and this, that, and the other, but I think everyone's always, I think that's not a destination. I don't think you arrive and you're like, I'm balanced.
No.
Like I'm super ambitious. I'm super creative. I always want to be doing things all the time. So in fitness, I decided to I'm going to do 3 things. But if I teach in real time, people can find me at Equinox.
Yes.
If I teach online, they can find me on Fiit. And then to sort of like feed my creativity, I sort of have my own company called Raise London. So it's a pop-up fitness experience where we take over unique environments and then we like put on a great workout that involves like strength, martial arts, cardio. So yeah, that excites me that I've got presence everywhere. But at the same time, I'm still looking for pockets of opportunity to either pull back, recover.
Yes.
Like I've got a great routine set up with you guys.
Yes, you do.
Every Sunday.
Yeah. We're going to get into that shortly.
But yeah, no, and it is literally finding pockets of time for yourself. But also, you will never finish or complete anything unless you're passionate about it.
Correct.
So that's if I had to give any advice to anybody, it's like I'm so passionate about what I do that yes, it's work, but I turn up and don't get me wrong, there's parts of every job that you dislike.
Yes, that's
but
right.
on the whole, if you put it on the Libra scale, I'm like 90% love what I do, and there's like a 10% element that I'm sort of like don't like. So I just think you need to be super passionate about what you do. You have to be like clear on your route, like which way you're going.
Yep.
And then try and maximize your potential in every single area. So it's just like I said, online, real time, and then obviously got my own little creative thing going on.
And hugely successful in all of them. From what I see, you're welcome. That's really important. So another aspect that's really important, and you talk about a lot, is making sure that you remain consistent. So what are some of the things you've been consistent about, both personally and with regards to business?
I'm consistently got OCD.
Okay. God, I have that in myself, I know. Okay.
No. I think consistently, you just got to turn up.
You do, yes.
I just think I always used to like be a bit nervous about turning up to certain workouts or events or seeing certain people or going to certain meetings, but it's just like, it's that classic saying, isn't it? You're going to miss 100 of the shots you don't take. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
It's like, so it's just like 100%. You're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yes.
So it's just like, you've just got to turn up. By turning up, you've put yourself into contention for like achieving stuff and going further and bettering yourself. If you just don't turn up because you don't feel like it, this recipe for disaster. Agreed. So I just think that you have to have a routine, and I've got a routine now. And Equinox definitely provides that, and that sort of discipline of turning up, and and there's certain procedures as a corporate company. I can't just go and do what I want.
No, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
So there's discipline, and then obviously I teach as well on top of that. So most mornings I'm up like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then my day has structure.
Yes.
So I think in a world where quite a lot of people are like online creators and they're sort of boss of their own time, I mean, that's a great destination to get to, but I just think where I've achieved great success is...
And do you teach your clients about being consistent as well, like in making sure that they're consistent with the things that they're trying to incorporate in their lifestyle?
I just think that you will do something that you find high priority.
Yes, that's true.
So to reverse the question, it's like, what are their priorities? And then you can guide them. Because like, if I got £1 for every time somebody said, oh yeah, this is really important to me, and then I never see them again, it's like...
Kind of been that important, right?
But it's probably here, same with here, like you get people
of
trying to commit to your recovery, and then it's like you'll see them once every 6 months, and they expect some magic results. So
exactly.
I think, you can relate to this, and it's about anything you commit to, you have to be consistent with.
Exactly.
Whether it's a supplement, whether it's recovery, whether it's training, whether it's a relationship, a friendship. It's like your friends. If you didn't see your friends consistently, you would lose that, that element of a friendship. It's no different to a treatment. It's no different to the way you train. It's no different. So, you know, that's like the goal,
Holy
isn't
Grail.
it?
Yeah, it is, exactly.
Consistency is success. Consistency equals success.
Yes. Then with consistency, how has that helped you as a business owner of Raise London?
I think, obviously, we have to regularly, I now. Yes. I used to have a partner, you know, and that was a lesson in itself. But I have to regularly push out events. So the tempo at which they come out, you know, I could say like, in a great planning, I'd love to do one like every single month, but the amount of effort that it takes to pull one of those off. So I'm playing with the idea of doing it quarterly.
Right.
And then just recruiting. I want every experience to be super theatrical, and then people to walk away from that and be like, oh my God, when is the next one? So yeah, I think I'm going to focus my efforts on doing it. So in terms of the consistency, it's going to happen every quarter, and then just make sure that the venues are sort of adding value, the experiences. I wanted to grow this community where people literally turn up and they're like, I met my boyfriend there, I met my girlfriend there.
That's awesome.
Like like-minded people coming together. And then the beauty about Raise, especially in the first, because it's now it's over a year old now, so just I would see people on socials hanging out together that met at our events. Yes. And I'm like, yes, I've succeeded.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's lovely to see.
So the consistency of just churning out those events, having presence in the fitness industry, and then just being known as sort of a positive movement. You know, by the name Raise, it's like we're raising everything up. So it's like we're raising the levels, we're raising the energy levels, we're raising that positivity. And we're in London, so LDN. So yeah, consistency I've learned, and it's forever learning with Raise, but what to do. But it's more a passion project of mine. It's definitely not like a monetary driven thing, and it definitely, I think, gives me some great identity in the industry. So
we're going to pivot now, and we're going to talk about cryotherapy, right? And so when did you first discover cryotherapy?
When did I first discover it? I discovered it through yourself.
I was going to say, have you done it before you came to us? Or was this the first time you did it?
Did I? Trying to be honest. Yeah. You were the first, actually. So I'm trying to put a year on it. When did we meet?
It was actually when we opened up the city location, so it must have been about 3 or 4 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah. So before you did your first cryotherapy session, how did you feel? Were you nervous? Because we seem to have this thing that people are really scared to try cryo. So we're trying to break through that. Did you feel scared before you did your first session with us?
I'm not scared of anything.
Moving right along. So defeats the whole purpose.
There's witnesses.
Yeah.
I think with cold treatment, I don't think anybody likes the idea of minus 120, 130, 140, how much they got to?
Minus 130 is what we do,
Yeah, so I think that's the initial shock factor, isn't it?
Yes.
When you mention to somebody, they're like, no way would I step into that. Because everything's relative to their life. They're like, you know, how cold is a fridge? -2. So it's like, why would you want to go and shove yourself into a chamber that's like, you know, 100 times colder?
But we know it's a different cold, right? So, but you have to, this is the whole point of stepping outside your comfort zone.
I think whenever you do any treatment, you need to know why you're doing that treatment. You know?
Why do you do cryo?
Simply for the fact that I know that I sort of lack in recovery.
Right.
Hugely.
Yeah.
Right? Because we've mentioned it, I'm doing so much all the time. So the only way that I'm going to dedicate, if I lump it all into one day, at least that's better than the cadence of that once a week is better than doing it, you know, once every 3 months or once every 2 months. And it goes back to the original conversation we had that, like, for anyone to see results, you know, I think one of the things that people would say about cryotherapy is like, oh, I did it once and I didn't really feel anything, and it's like,
but you're not going to.
It's like saying I'm going to take a vitamin C tablet,
exactly,
and then we're going to see how we feel about after the vitamin C tablet. But if I take vitamin C for the whole year or consistently for the whole 6 months, you might start to see some benefits.
Exactly.
So I think people are really keen to pinpoint a certain action and go, right, what did that get me?
Yes.
And I just feel like you're never going to be happy if you go around with that attitude.
Exactly.
You know, another treatment you offer is Normatec.
Yeah.
You know, and it's well, you offer loads. I do 5.
Yes. Okay.
I do 5 treatments.
It'll be 6 when we open up St. John's Wood, but yeah, let's stick for 5 now.
What do I do? I do cryotherapy.
Infrared sauna.
This is the order I do it in. Am I doing it in the wrong? Tell me if I'm doing it in the wrong order. I know that I'm doing one in the wrong order already. Cryotherapy.
Yes.
3 minutes. Do 45 minutes unbroken in the sauna. Yeah, unbroken. That means I sit in there for the whole time.
Yes.
And then 10 minutes of red light therapy.
Correct.
Normatec for 25 minutes.
Yes.
Legs or hips.
Yep.
And then I do a cryofacial.
Okay.
So the LED.
Shall we talk about the wrong order now, or should we just say well done for making sure you do these consistently?
I've known you for 4 years, so I want to know what the right order is.
Okay, so we should always be doing the infrared sauna first.
Okay.
So that helps with detox in the body.
Yeah.
Then we should do the Normatec,
Yeah.
because you need to recover. After you do your infrared sauna, you shouldn't go immediately into the cold.
When I come out of there, I look like I'm baptised. I'm like,
you do actually. I know. And well, you don't talk to me for now.
I'm like, I just literally look like someone's stuck a hose on me.
You do.
Yeah. So
we can get a clip of that later, actually.
I need to get like a fan, like a personal fan.
But if you do the face mask straight after, that'll cool you down, right? So
I just don't think my face, it will slip off my face. I need to sit somewhere where I'm like...
Yeah, well, you're doing the Normatec, so if you do that...
it's winter now, so I can go outside.
You can, but we don't want you doing that, right?
Exhibitionist.
Can you? Okay, and that was. Yeah, but if you do the infrared sauna, then do the Normatec for 20 minutes with the face mask, so you start to cool the body down. Combo, right? Saving time as well. And then you go in to do the... cryotherapy, get your 3 minutes, because the cryotherapy benefits will last then for the next 3 to 4 hours, and then finalise it by going into the red room therapy and doing that, because that recharges all the mitochondria in your cells.
So you're gonna write me my little plan?
I will write you your little plan after
I'll write you a
this.
little workout in return. Deal?
Deal. Okay. So now that we've discussed that, how about we get you ready and we'll get you in for a cryotherapy session, and I'll ask you some questions when we're in there.
Yeah.
You say yes.
You know
now.
why? You're all going to find out why.
Yeah, exactly. Yes for now, Maria.
I don't really talk when I'm in the cryotherapy chamber.
Completely different to what we've just gone through now. So
yeah, like I'm chatting Kathy here, yeah, but when I get in there, I will not be. I will be like one-word answers.
Okay, I can't wait. It's all about 3 questions in 3 minutes, Waz. So
no,
let's do this.
I mean, you can do a lot in 3 minutes.
Okay, don't let my mind go there. So we're going to do something that is outside of people's comfort zone. So what do you do to take yourself out of your comfort zone, Waz?
Well, let's talk about the treatment, because I think it's not as bad as people think. So first off, you've got gloves.
Correct.
Okay, so that covers your hands. And also, a nice little trick, if you've got any jewellery,
keep it underneath.
Yeah?
Yep.
There you go, so you don't have to take all your jewellery off. The second thing is I need boots.
That's right. So
what colour?
We're going to go white. Clearly your colour. There's a whole outfit going on, right?
They don't look like they're my size feet.
Oh, okay. So here we go.
Boom.
There you go.
Nice. Size 10. Size 10. Okay. Cool. Nice. Cool. So then you've got your feet.
Okay.
And you've got the socks. So really, it's like mid-shin to top of leg. Modelled by moi. And then you've got... Obviously the robe will come off, yeah?
Yes.
Finale's coming.
Yes.
So what do I do to get out of my comfort? Listen, I think there's so many benefits to this. Obviously it restricts your blood flow, right? So that's going to increase your sort of ability to deal with inflammation and anything like that.
Yes.
So that's the number one benefit.
Yes.
I think for everybody.
Yep.
So that will sort of cater for the muscle aches, pains, all that sort of stuff. It also has a great effect on your nervous system.
Yes.
So it basically deals with and cuts down any sort of pain or irritation you might be receiving. It's great for producing and sort of igniting that collagen reproduction as well.
That's right.
So it's great for your skin, it's great for, so I know collagen is a big hit with the ladies.
And hence we look as good as we do.
So there's so many benefits. So I think with anything, if you're thinking about your benefits
Yes.
more than it's 3 minutes, man.
I know, right? And someone's in the room with you the whole time. We talk through the experience,
It depends
it depends. The reason why we're doing this chat before Waz goes in there is because some of us don't actually chat while we're in there, right?
Pick your poison. They've got some nice stuff and some not so nice.
No, I have a wonderful team, right? So that's not fair. Okay.
No, so I think you have to think about the positives and the benefits.
Yes.
To anything, right?
Yes,
It's
that's right.
Anything in life, like why am I doing this? And you think about why you're doing it, and then you're like, okay, cool. 2 minutes goes by. Easy.
Yes. Yep.
There's loads of coping mechanisms. I know people have played music.
Yes.
I know people have been very chatty.
Yep.
To take people's mind off it.
Not Waz.
Not me. Everybody has their own coping mechanism.
Yep.
You're about to see mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think really to answer your question, if you're going to do something out of your comfort zone, you're doing it for the result of growth.
It is.
Or a positive result. So you've got to think about why you're doing it.
Okay. So let's get you started, yeah? I'm just going to pre-call the machine.
So talk to them. What happens here? You press pre-call.
Okay, so we're going to pre-call the machine. It's got to go down to minus 100 degrees. Then it'll be ready. You'll step inside. There's a platform inside. Your head's above the cabin.
Yeah.
Usually we get to speak to the client. With you, we're not going to be able to do that today. Not to
This is my coping mechanism.
Okay,
right?
tell me.
I start here because obviously a circle. This is quick maths, yeah.
Yeah.
Every 20 seconds. You taught me this. Right?
Yes, I did.
Taught, right? Yeah. Quarter turn.
Yes, that's right.
Right, quarter
20
turn.
seconds, 20 seconds.
Quarter turn.
Yep.
And then when I come back to the front, boom,
you're done.
3 minutes.
Exactly.
And then also,
yep.
Can we just talk to them about how cold we're going to be going today?
Yes, okay, so we go down to minus 130 degrees.
Okay.
The research and science shows that you need to hit minus 110 or colder to get the benefits.
Okay.
And the benefits being that it triggers fight or flight mode, and then so your blood rushes to your core area, so you'll feel your arms and your legs get quite cold, but your core remains quite warm. Whilst your blood's here, it's going to oxygenate the blood, replenish it with nutrients, flushes out toxins and releases endorphins, that feel-good
hormone.
hormone.
And a little tip for people that want to use it.
Yep.
Because obviously, being a man that moisturise, you can't moisturise.
No, you've got to be lotion free, right? So that's an important point.
Time, yeah, with like loads of baby oil on, I was ready.
We're not doing that. No, and just an important thing for people, especially who are still too scared to do this is not locked, right? So if you say I've had enough, we just open the door and get you out.
Okay.
And in the whole 5 years of doing this, no one's done that. So
the only thing that happened to me is because you set the height, don't you?
yes, we do.
So you've got like a height setting.
We do. Yes, there.
So remember that time when I put my hands through?
Oh yeah. Lucky that's a plastic thing. Yeah, we don't break through it.
Hit me in the
Yep.
nose.
We won't do that today.
6'1".
Yeah.
6'1" and size 10 feet. Winning. I'm going to take my robe off.
I'm going to go
backwards.
on the other side. Yeah.
Woo.
So let me just grab that.
Nice. Ready.
So what's your step inside? There we go. Are you low enough?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you every 20 seconds. I won't keep talking to you though.
Woo! Ooh. What we want.
We don't want to talk about peak performance or anything, what it means to you.
That's peak.
Okay?
40 seconds.
Please take another quarter of a turn.
Inside.
Yeah?
The hands come out halfway as well, you know, above the head. That's my
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's right. But that's also good for the lymphatic system, but we're going to do that in the next 20 seconds.
Yeah, baby.
So please take a quarter of a turn. One, okay, very good.
So why am I pulling my hands out?
It's good for the lymphatic system. The colder the body gets, the more benefits that you're going to get in from doing cryotherapy.
So this gets the body colder, yeah?
It does. It helps with your lymphatic system.
Sure does. It's minus 120.
That's right.
Getting all the angles on me.
Of course it is. And you can put your hands back in there, Waz, because keeping them out is cheating. Like, go back in and be colder. Yes, because your body stays quite warm when they're out, so just keep them in. It is.
Jesus. Woo!
9 seconds, almost there. 3, 2, and 1. There you go.
Cold.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good. I feel cold. Come have a look at this. Come have a look at this. Come have a look at this. Yes.
Bloody freezing. So now that you've done your cryotherapy session,
Yep.
what would you tell people who are still sitting on the fence about giving it a try for the first time?
I just think you have to try. You can't comment unless you've tried. And everyone that I've
Yeah.
seen that has done it
Yes.
has come back.
Yeah, they do. That's right.
I've never heard of somebody that has done it once and gone, yeah, I just did it once and really wasn't
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah.
So
It's really important with something like this is to do it consistently because that's when you're going to get the benefits.
you have to. You don't have a comment unless you turn up because
Yeah.
you need to try it. And it's okay. Do you know what? If it's not for you,
Fine, but at least you're giving it a go, right? Stepped outside
Yeah.
your comfort zone
Yeah.
and seeing what you can achieve with that.
yeah.
Amazing. Thanks for being a guest on the show, Wes. I didn't do that bit.